Two players drafted in the same year, 1984, linked by history but kept apart by fate.
The Chicago Bulls pick Michael Jordan of the University of North Carolina.
What if Michael Jordan and Hakeem Olajuwon had ever met in the NBA Finals? Jordan, the greatest player of all time. Olajuwon, the greatest center of his era.
Makes a move left. Hakeem! Oh, my! That one's going to knock somebody's head off.
The Bulls won 6 titles. The Rockets won 2. But the franchises never crossed paths in June. And yet, if you dig through the 90s, you find whispers of what could have been. Regular season matchups, playoff missteps, entire dynasties altered by one bad trade, one retirement, one untimely matchup with Seattle or Utah. This is the story of the finals that never happened.
Armstrong a pickup, 12 to shoot. Now to Jordan, down in the post. Michael's shot under pressure. He's got 14 points tonight.
Come on, under pressure.
Oh, man.
Give me a break.
Wide right, guarded by Smith. Jordan from 20. Michael Jordan with 16. And the Bulls have their biggest lead at 5. And now Armstrong eyeballs the court, gets it to the hot hand, and Michael delivers again. He's got 18. And Don Chaney is going to burn a timeout here with 6:12 left. Here's Olajuwon trying to answer. Steps in with a hook, left it short. Now he comes back with his follow. Jordan against Maxwell. Shoots it over Olajuwon. Finally, Michael regains the shooting touch. He's got 24. Now Olajuwon against Cartwright. Drop step fadeaway. Man, he's made his career with that move. 18 points for him.
Between 1991 and 1993, while Jordan's Bulls were busy winning their first three-peat, Houston quietly held a strange advantage. They beat Chicago 5 times out of 6.
And now the starting lineup for your Chicago Bulls.
Jordan against Maxwell. Takes it through traffic. A pitch out to Paxson. A 3-try by Pax. Oh, boy. Here we go.
Olajuwon. He was in the top 10 in 5 categories: steals, rebounds, block shots, scoring, and shooting percentage. You know what I mean? To have a big guy of his size to be in the top 10 in steals. Now, you can assume that he would be in blocks, which to me shows versatility of what type of guy he really was.
You see Michael just taking the ball away from Olajuwon.
Going down the court. Jordan running back down the court. And they're talking to each other. He just bumps into
Well, what's the deal?
Well, now
You're going to throw them both out, Red.
In 1991, the Rockets took both games. Maxwell throwing himself at Jordan, Hakeem dominating Bill Cartwright in the post.
And the Bulls walk off on the short end of a score here in Chicago Stadium for the first time since December 8th. A mighty impressive Houston Rockets team comes in and turns them away by 10.
But Houston collapsed in the first round of the Lakers. The same Lakers Jordan dismantled weeks later in the finals.
And the Chicago Bulls have won their first ever NBA championship.
It's on Maxwell, his
push.
5th.
And they're going to take it out on the side.
And it's their 2nd foul.
Houston personal foul 11. Vernon Maxwell is 5th.
So the Bulls will inbound. 4:09 left to go in the game. Bulls leading by 11. Paxson. Jordan.
There it is.
Again.
He's out. He's gone.
He's gone now.
Uh-oh, he bumped the official. He is gone.
Well, your ass better get some sleep the night before. I'm gonna tell you now, that's one motherfucker right there. I used to stay home. My wife used to be glad for that. When Mike come in town, because I really never used to stay home. My wife used to be glad when Mike come in town. She always look at his ass now, because Mike in here. Look at this nigga now. He gonna lay his ass down now. And yeah, because this motherfucker Black Jesus, man. That's why I call him, man, the best player I ever played against, man. I mean, it's no comparisons.
In 1992, Jordan got his revenge in Chicago. Vernon Maxwell got ejected after jawing at MJ. 5 days later, Houston struck back in Texas.
Everybody said, what about the Black Jesus, meaning MJ? Look at the way Vernon played. Vernon would give you 30 to 40. One of the craziest athletes you would ever see play this game. But because of his craziness being Mad Max, people don't talk about it or even view what he did or how good he was.
Facts.
We had a good team, man.
Vernon Maxwell on the drive against Jordan. Runs into Horace Grant. Olajuwon has the slam.
We always talk about this. You know, about who would have won in 94 and 95 if MJ would have left. But, you know, people don't realize how good Dream was and how competitive Vernon Maxwell was.
Michael Jordan, started by Sleepy Floyd. Jordan driving baseline, rejected by Olajuwon. Hakeem Olajuwon's been red hot. Olajuwon has to chase down to the baseline. Buck Johnson in a crowd manufactures a shot. Here's Hakeem. Hakeem with the slam. Well, the Rockets have played with some intensity defensively on the half court, John.
Olajuwon on Michael. Here we go.
Jordan takes him down low. Rebound back tap by Olajuwon to Buck Johnson. Kenny Smith to Vernon Maxwell. 93-89. Jordan backing in, one-on-one with Maxwell. Olajuwon rejects it. Here comes Sleepy Floyd. Vernon Maxwell gets the step.
Vernon Maxwell powers to the hoop.
Bulls looking for a phone booth. Michael taking off. Here he comes. There it is.
Jordan,
There it is. Michael was on the runway. Missed the shot. Michael powered it in.
Pippen missed this on purpose.
No.
Here's the steal by Jordan. Michael and Superman is arrived.
Well, they found the phone booth.
Otis Thorpe coming from underneath on a reverse off the rebound. Jordan. Rebound to Grant. Rockets will be playing perimeter defense. Jordan for three. Blocked by Olajuwon, and Hakeem takes it to end the game. The Bulls have lost 2 in a row.
Olajuwon blocked Jordan's buzzer-beaten three-point attempt. The Rockets weren't even in the playoffs that year. The Bulls went on to crush Clyde Drexler's Blazers for their second title. By 1993, Houston swept Chicago 2-0.
And Olajuwon denies Pippen at the basket.
Well, Pippen leaves early and thinking that he has a straight shot to that basket, and Olajuwon met him to the pass, and bang.
Once Hakeem became a passer, that was a key in their evolution from pretender to contender. is that they played inside out, and they got good three-point shooters. And once Hakeem would draw the double team, and they would move the basketball, and they would get, good looks from three, they would make them. If teams then tried to go back and guard a three-point line, Hakeem would wheel and deal. Nobody could stop him at that time, one-on-one. And so they had a great mix.
And that's the Houston Rockets. Because we have the strong inside guys, we have to rely on the spacing to keep people off of them. And when they go in, we're tough to beat.
Now that the team is coming together, we know what's so important, the team glory instead of individual. So now that has been a difference this season. We're playing more as a team than ever before.
Well, Houston is one of only 2 teams to have a winning record against the Bulls since Chicago's championship reign began back in 1990. Houston holds a commanding 17-4 advantage here at the Summit. And somebody close to Michael Jordan told me that he has really been focused. He wants this game badly because of all of the talk about how the Rockets had dominated the Bulls.
Olajuwon. Smith connecting, and the lead is 15. Horry against Pippen. Missed the slam, and now the slam. That's no basket. They can't score that a field goal. They had a man on the rim.
I will say this. Those teams were great. The first 3 championships, most people don't know this, but
that's what I'm talking
it's regular season. But we were 6-1 against them in 3 years. We only lost 1 game to them in 3 years because they really had to double team every time. One of the things Phil Jackson did not want to do, he doesn't like in double teaming. And Hakeem would go crazy, and then by the end third quarter, they'd be like, all right, let's go double them. And then splash, splash, splash. So we just matched up. Michael Jordan's the greatest player ever, but I don't think he would have won 8 straight. That's it. I just don't think he would have won 8 straight.
16 points to lead. The inbounds, MJ.
The dream was at his apex. But when it mattered, Houston ran into their perpetual nightmare. The Seattle Supersonics.
Superhuman. Supersonic.
Way to go, Rain Boy.
Yo, that's Rain Man.
There have been 12 series so far in these playoffs. The only one in which the home team has won every game to this point is the Houston-Seattle series. Seattle, therefore, has to be considered the favorite today simply by virtue of having home court advantage. In fact, none of the 6 games to this point have even been close so far.
Seattle wins this game not because they're the better team, but because they have the home court and the failures of the Houston Rockets. Hakeem Olajuwon, who's been carrying his team throughout, is exhausted. He's playing with a very painful hip injury, and the Rockets are not supporting him. They're not spacing themselves properly, and Hakeem is not going to the hoop quickly enough.
There he goes down in the hole. The double team. Maxwell. Rebound Seattle. With less than a second to go. John Kemp hasn't missed all day. That's 9 in a row.
What do you want us to do, or Kemp to do? A lot of picks. They want to really get a switch or something. Uh-oh, we got Olajuwon open.
Olajuwon takes it. Seattle goes to Phoenix.
The Rockets had the matchup advantage over Chicago, but weren't able to get through the Western Conference to prove it. The Sonics bounced them as they had in 82, 87, and 89.
Championships. A 3-point shot by John
Maxwell. The Bulls, meanwhile, completed the three-peat. Then Jordan stunned the world, retiring to play baseball.
just feel that at this particular time in my career, I don't have anything else for myself to prove.
With Jordan gone, the window opened in the East. New York took it.
Yeah, but I've already said I'm Bob Costas.
Under Rudy Tomjanovich, the Rockets put together an impressive postseason run to reach the finals as the West representative.
Yo, whatever happened tonight, everybody stick together like we did all year. Let's go out here and play together, baby. 1, 2, 3, rock!
Olajuwon changed his mind. Maxwell for three. Vernon Maxwell from downtown.
Olajuwon carried the Rockets past Ewing and the Knicks in 7 games. Then in 1995, he destroyed David Robinson and Shaq in back-to-back series. The dream was unguardable. MVPs, finals MVPs, back-to-back rings. Against Chicago, the Rockets went 2-2 during those years, but Jordan wasn't there for any of those contests.
Never in your wildest dreams think you and Clyde would be reunited anywhere?
Well, it's too good to be true, you know, so I still can't believe it. Michael was not there, but you have to isolate every situation as what it is, you know.
Michael Jordan was pegged for the Chicago White Sox AA club in Nashville, but he refused to challenge the baseball union, and Jordan left camp last week. Then he asked that his equipment be sent up to Chicago today, where Jordan, the former 3-time MVP, has been practicing for the last couple of days with his old Bulls club.
Once again, Michael Jordan's driving hard down the lane.
He returned in March 1995, wearing number 45, just in time for Orlando to knock him out of the playoffs. The same Orlando team Houston swept.
They didn't give Orlando credit. Michael was there. They lost in the second round to Orlando. That Orlando team they have Shaq, Penny, they beat Chicago, but unfortunately they don't give them any credit. But that was not true. So in that line, it was there. But we didn't play them in finals, but they lost. So they make it seem like, oh, he retired for 2 years, and that 2 years we won. Like it wasn't there. It was there in the second year. They lost.
The Houston Rockets are 2-time champions tonight, and a team that now has a true national identity, especially because in his exquisite playoff run, Hakeem Olajuwon has gone beyond All-Star or even MVP status to rank now among the very greatest players who have ever played the game at any position. Michael Jordan's return notwithstanding, Hakeem Olajuwon is the finest basketball player in the world. The Houston Rockets are tonight the NBA's standard of excellence.
It's the closest the two dynasties ever came to colliding. Imagine it. Hakeem, Kenny Smith, Robert Horry, and Drexler by that point. The clutch city, heart of a champion Rockets, against Pippen, Kukoc, and a Jordan, still shaking off rust from the Birmingham Barons.
No Horace Grant. He was in Orlando. Dennis Rodman was still in San Antonio. That's why they lost to Orlando Magic. And we would have done the same thing. The team that they lost to 4-2, we swept. I just don't think that team that wasn't the best team. So if they didn't keep Horace Grant or they didn't get a Dennis Rodman with Michael, they would have been too small on the inside and we perimeterized. I don't think they would have won 8 straight because of that.
Luke Longley trying to guard Hakeem would have been basketball malpractice. Drexler still had plenty in the tank.
Do you agree with what Kenny Smith said the other day, that you think your Rockets teams would have won if they had matched up with those Bulls teams?
Not
straight
yes,
up?
but hell yes.
Oh.
There you go, Rob. Here's the thing. Here's the thing what people don't understand. I played with Phil, and Phil doesn't like the double team. They had nobody that could guard Dream. They had nobody that could guard Dream. I'm going to say that twice because Dream was just that dominant.
If this finals happens in 1995, Houston takes it.
They were good. I mean, they both were good, and that would have been a fun series to watch, absolutely, because I think that would answer a lot of questions. But I mean, you didn't have that guy, Michael Jordan, as well, to add to the firepower that they already had.
Mm-hmm.
So it's all just hearsay.
If Michael hadn't retired, which the Rockets have played the Bulls in the finals that year?
Oh, we would have beat them. And actually, everyone forgets he did play the second year. He was wearing number 45. And the team that they lost to, the Orlando Magic, we swept. We swept them. We were that much better than them.
But, to answer his question, it's hard to say because we didn't face them with a full championship roster. And, fairness, it would have been a great series.
Just say it, Scottie. Dream would have no championships if Jordan.
Well, I'm gonna let you say it, Paul.
we would have beat the Bulls without question. They didn't match up well against us. And during those years that they were actually winning championships, which wasn't the playoffs, we were 8-2 against them during those years. We matched up well with them. We wouldn't have been scared, I'll tell you that much.
By the mid-90s, the balance had shifted. Jordan was back. Pippen was at his peak. Dennis Rodman joined the fold, and the Bulls became a machine. 72 wins, then 69.
Here we go. It's the last game of the month of January, and a win tonight gives the Bulls a 14-0 record, which would be the first time in franchise history they will have gone through a month unbeaten. But if history has a say, it won't be easy, as the Bulls haven't won in Houston since November of 1987.
Eric Rakasner and Clyde Drexler at the guards. Brown and Ori at the forwards, and the Dream, Hakeem Olajuwon in the middle.
Let's talk about Rakasner in the starting lineup for Houston. He replaces Kenny Smith, who had started 539 of 540 games. But because of poor play, he's been relegated now to the third string.
Fast break, Drexler jams at home. He had 13 points in the first quarter, Norm.
Well, a lot of that because the Bulls misses and he's running a fast break down the other end because of rebound and things like that hitting the boards. It's just awesome. He can still play
this. Kicks it out. Olajuwon from 10. Olajuwon with it on the wing. Spin move in the lane. Bulls have had a tough time in this building over the years. Rockets lead the all-time series 20-4. Top of the circle. We'll take the free. Get it. Michael right there with a slam.
And Olajuwon on the foul.
Houston grew desperate. Swept out of the 1996 playoffs by the Sonics.
How are you so effective against this team?
Well, I think that we do a lot of schemes, we do a lot of trapping, and I think we're very aggressive, and we always go at them and try to cause problems. So we're very effective that way.
How important was it for you to keep pushing the tempo up?
It's very important for us to keep pushing the tempo because we don't want Hakeem to be in the defense. As long as we keep him down the floor and he won't disrupt a lot of the offense, I think we'll get great shots.
Sweet, baby!
championship. Kukoc gives the ball to Jordan, and Michael holds on to that as if it were his child. Chicago wins 87-75. Jordan wins the MVP award.
You know, no one predicted it as much as you guys tried to be predictors. You know, we couldn't have predicted it early, but things work in mysterious ways.
We won 2 championships in 3 years. I couldn't believe they broke the team up that fast.
Sam called me, you're like, Horo, man, I just got traded. I'm like, to who? To where? Did I get traded to? He's like, I don't know, man. I just got traded. I'll call you back. He hangs up the phone.
The next year, they traded Horry and Cassell for Charles Barkley, a last-ditch bid to topple Seattle. It worked, barely.
Welcome to Game 7 of this Western Conference semifinal series, the Seattle Sonics and the Houston Rockets. Well, there are many who could be the key men for the Rockets. Perhaps it'll be Charles Barkley, who came to Houston to win that elusive championship. What do you expect from Charles Barkley today, Bill?
Greg, the greatest players, they live for this moment. And Charles Barkley, who was brought over with the express purpose of beating Seattle. Remember, Seattle swept Houston last year. Charles Barkley has been there throughout, getting better each and every game. Charles Barkley has a huge Game 7 history. 4 Game 7s for Charles, 26 points, 19 rebounds a game. Look for Charles Barkley to lead the way today for the Rockets.
Inside, scores and fouls.
What a pass by Charles Barkley. Wonderful vision by Charles Barkley. The penetration, the dish. Charles Barkley sees Drexler wide open.
George Karl wants full court pressure. Barkley, 5 seconds. Ellie to Olajuwon. With 1.4 to play, that will ice it.
All right, thank you very much, Greg. I'm here with Charles Barkley. Charles, this is the reason that they got you. 7th game to come over for this championship, and you really performed today. 15 rebounds, 20 points.
It was a great team effort. They got a terrific team. Everybody want to say bad things about our team blowing a 3-1 lead, but give them guys credit. They got a terrific team. They got a terrific coach. It was a great series.
How about Charles' performance today? This is what you thought you were getting, isn't it?
I mean, every rebound, he's getting every rebound. I mean, that was great.
You looked as though you were exhausted there, particularly at the end of the 3rd quarter and the 4th quarter. How much energy do you have left at the end of this game?
I tell you what, this was the war. This was a championship series.
Drexler outside, Maloney, Johnson at the buzzer.
A dagger 3 from John Stockton ended their season in the conference finals.
Got it! Unbelievable! John Stockton! John Stockton! It's over! The Jazz win it! Utah goes to Chicago! Stockton hits the 3! It's over! The Jazz are coming to Chicago!
Still imagine it. 1997 finals. Jordan, Pippen, Rodman versus Hakeem, Clyde, and Barkley. Barkley versus Rodman on the glass. The immovable object against the unstable force.
Here comes Scottie Pippen. Rodman and Barkley will. Oh, oh boy, they got Barkley.
You know, it's a 2-on-1. Drexler going at curve, trying to draw the foul. No foul.
Drexler, aging but crafty against Jordan in full fury.
Clyde Drexler making a terrific save there, but pops right up. Michael Jordan lost track of him when he made that save, looking to be a helper on defense, and that enabled Drexler to get in his rhythm.
Olajuwon versus Luke Longley. Enough said. But Houston never got there. And by 1998, the Rockets were out of gas.
In NBA history, next stop for Clyde Drexler, the Hall of Fame. And here it is, Clyde Drexler leading an NBA game for the final time. And the basketball-savvy fans here in Salt Lake City give him a standing ovation.
Utah finished them in round one. The Bulls finished their second three-peat and quietly imploded following Jordan's second retirement.
Who knows how all of this will play out, but it's certainly possible that tonight we saw the last of the Chicago Bulls as we have known them. And whether it ends here or sometime in the near future, it'll be noteworthy not just for the breakup of one of the great teams in sports history, but because given the present structure of pro sports, it may be quite a while before we see anything like this again. The days of continuity may be ending. Even on the best teams, there's now so much turnover that it's becoming ever harder to follow and identify with teams. Loyalty has been fragmented.
We got a nice little nucleus, but we need a star to push us to that next level. And, you know, a guy like a Scottie Pippen is the perfect guy.
Former Bulls Scottie Pippen has now joined Olajuwon and Charles Barkley on a front line that features 3 of the 50 greatest players in NBA history.
Houston got Scottie Pippen in the fallout, only for him to feud with Barkley and limp to a first-round exit to L.A. before quickly leaving for Portland.
Coming up on the NBA Today, after a war of words with a teammate,
I gave up more than anybody to get Scottie. And for him to want to leave after 1 year just disappointed me greatly.
I wouldn't give Charles Barkley an apology at gunpoint. So he could never expect an apology from me. If anything, he owed me an apology for coming and play with his sorry fat butt.
Well, he said he would never apologize.
Not even at gunpoint.
But as you know, I always carry a gun with me.
Well, Houston is one of only 2 teams to have a winning record against the Bulls since Chicago's championship reign began back in 1990.
This is one of those debates that's going to go down for years and years and years, but I think we would have got him. Matter of fact, I know we would have got him.
And that's the beauty of the counterfactual. We'll never know. All we have are regular season scraps, half-forgotten interviews, and the memory of matchups that made us wonder.
Michael and Phil Jackson said, boy, I'm glad we don't have to face them in the finals because we have matchup problems with Houston.
If you line up the 90s Rockets and the 90s Bulls at their peaks, you're not looking at dominance versus pretenders. You're looking at 2 dynasties who just never crossed paths at the right moment.